Over the past few years, we've all seen LLMs take a massive leap. Writing, chatting, solving problems. It feels more and more human. Scores on HLE have broken records. Olympiad math problems can be solved. So people begin to say that AGI must be just around the corner. But in my view, that is just a beautiful misunderstanding. Let me explain. Today's models are like liberal arts AI. Their skill is generating language that's consistent. Their job is to organize knowledge into narratives that look real and feel right. Their value is in simulation. They get our hints, then they can write elegant text, hold real conversations, and tell moving stories. They're becoming part of our daily tech, like electricity powering everything we create. But even if they ace a math test, those wins only happen in a closed system with clear answers, fixed rules, and instant feedback. But the problems we really need AI for things like aging, clean energy, and climate change, those aren't on a test. In the real world, there are no standard answers. It's all noise, missing data, and slow feedback. Being correct isn't about writing a good answer. It's about having the word confirm it. Getting a high score on a test is not the same as discovering something new. Great problem solving is a necessary step toward new discovery, but it's not enough. What truly shapes the future is not a neat story, but the hard line of cause and effect. It doesn't care if something sounds right. It only cares if a hypothesis can be proven or disproven by reality. The end goal isn't art, but new knowledge, theorems, materials, drugs, processes. I call this the science LLM. Its value is in discovery. To be clear, I'm not talking about two different species of models. I'm talking about their different ingrained default behavior. A liberal arts AI tends to give you a final answer that looks good. A science AI tends to give you a testable hypothesis and a plan to prove it. When things are unclear, a liberal arts model might just give you a roughly complete answer, while a science model would instinctively pause, check, and break the problem down. For a science AI, it cares about cause and effect first. It needs long-term cumulative memory, writing down every conclusion in a way we can trace back. In short, a science AI is like a surgeon. Among countless possible plans, it finds the one cut that touches the true causal line. It knows that reality will give harsh feedback. This respect for the real-world cost is the fundamental gap between these two paradigms. So, what AGI should be depends on what we value. Do we want a soulmate that understands all our nuances and do our jobs? Or do we need a tool that can illuminate the unknown and create real value? I believe it's the latter. Building AGI isn't about making a better chatbot. It's about building an intelligence that knows to discover. Now, let's look at mainstream definitions of AGI. First, the behaviorist paradigm from the Turing test. It says, AGI is achieved when a machine's behavior is indistinguishable from a human's. But if AI only mimics human speech, it can never tell us truths we haven't found. Second is the functionalist paradigm, represented by OpenAI. It defines AGI as a system that outperforms humans in economically valuable work. It replaces human labor, but every leap in civilization came not from better efficiency, but from discovering new laws. The third paradigm focuses on capability levels. You have seen this from DeepMind. It ranks AGI from emerging to superhuman based on how well it generalizes across new tasks. But the world is not a standardized test. There is no answer key, and the real adaptive intelligence is about finding the right path when there's no clear map provided. So, what is the actual goal for AGI? To me, it should be a reliable, verifiable, self-correcting general reasoning engine. It must be 99% accurate, even after 300 reasoning steps. It should pin down each step as checkable evidence. And ultimately, it should provide a complete solution. Why 300 steps? First, we should define the smallest unit of reasoning as a standard inference unit, SIU. Each SIU is a single verifiable logical step. Even if today's best models have reached a 98% accurate on a single SIU, after 300 steps, the end-to-end success rate plummets to nearly zero. At that point, luck has run out. Current AI fails here. Because we need proof, not just good guesses. So 300 steps is the threshold for tackling real-world complexity. Why 99% accuracy? Because a discovery system is for the real cost arena. Experiments, engineering, medicine, major decisions. A 1% error rate here isn't just a wrong answer. It actually wastes millions and costs lives. 99% is the threshold for taking real responsibility. Therefore, the AGI I envision is one that can survive over a 300-step logical marathon through self-correction, and finally can reach beyond our current maps. From there, AGI would be a true general problem solver for science and strategy. Of course, getting there won't be easy. Aiming for 99% over 300 steps means tackling 3 hard problems: long chain error buildup, verification gaps in the open world, and the computing budget under combinatorial explosion. So we must split the reasoning process into 2 layers, a generation layer and a verification layer. A generation layer to break problems down into atomic steps, a verification layer to check every single atomic step with tools and external data. If a step fails, the system backtracks and regenerates that part. We've taken the first step with MiroMind. Look at the BrowseComp benchmark. MiroMind achieved top with a model of only 235 B parameters. The score isn't the point. It's the engineering fact it proves. We're moving reasoning from single generation to repeated verification. We don't just guess once. We train the model to constantly get external feedback. Thus, it interacts, corrects mistakes, and learns. Every step leaves a verifiable record. For us, this is the first foundation toward a general solver. The goal is to push this steadily to over 300 steps with 99% reliability. This process would be slow, rigorous, even brutal. It gives up the exquisite mimicry of human language. Instead, it's about building trust in the machine's thinking, one verified step at a time. So, it's going to be a painful journey. There's a profound concept in Buddhism called the grand mirror wisdom. It describes a mind so perfectly clear, it reflects the world exactly as it is. No dust, no bias. This is the highest form of wisdom. I've always been deeply inspired by this. The AGI in my heart is an intelligent system close to this grand mirror wisdom. A system that seeks truth, not just pretty words. It wouldn't rush to give an answer. It would seek to verify the hidden cause, because in an age of AI hype, we need a mirror for cause, effect, and truth.